You're watching Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
A 3-game win streak, that would be giant. The Oilers have a giant problem brewing in Bakersfield, and we are live at Sherwood Ford, the Giant. Let's get into it with the lead. Welcome into a little on-location edition of Oilers Nation every day. We took the Sports Closet studio on the road. We are not that far from the Sherwood Park location of the Sports Closet.
Very close, a rock throw away.
A rock throw away.
Are you Bo Jackson?
I got
That is a hose and a half to hit that.
We are live from the very sunny showroom here at Sherwood Ford, the Giant. They got the red rope out for us around that.
It's a VIP affair.
I'm going to pretend it's for us. It's clearly for the Mustang.
It's for the very fancy and expensive Mustang behind us. That's a Cobra, I believe. Dark horse.
Ooh, a dark horse.
Wow.
A dark horse. It is very nice. I like that that white and black Bronco we got kind of next to us too. There's a nice
hashtag
F-150.
Bronco country. Let's ride. Thank you very much.
I was saying to Tyler, one day we should just get in a car and just do a show from the car.
100%.
Like get the camera on the front. We'll have all our mics of us.
We did do one in the back of the Nation truck once. We did a podcast. I don't think we videoed it. Oh, we did a Donair review in the back of the Nation truck.
Oh,
We could probably
Those are
do
good
that.
old days. I miss eating Donairs all the time.
Yeah.
well, actually, the winner is just up the road, wasn't it? Yeah,
That one's a stone throws away.
that is a rock throw away. Yeah.
We are live on the Oilers Nation YouTube, where the Finning Cat YouTube chat is buzzing here on a game day edition of the show. Tyler Mulick, he got the first comment of the day. He says, weird note out of the morning pressers. Sounds like Knoblauch switched up the seating arrangement in the locker room. The D-men are all sitting together now in the locker room. So I'm
It's like
sure
going football style.
Yeah, I'm sure that is a storyline we will overreact to over the next couple of weeks as the Oilers begin to win hockey games.
Interesting. I wonder, that kind of makes sense, though, doesn't it?
It makes a total sense.
Like if you want your defensemen in the intermissions and practices to be talking about what's going on, it's better than wandering around the room.
They need to support one another.
Yeah.
They need to bail one another out. And, we haven't been like the best defensively. So anything we can do to just eke a little bit better performance, feel these guys, have these guys feeling better so they play better themselves, but also know that the person beside them has got their back. I think, from a cultural point of view, I think this is fine. We shouldn't read into this too much.
No,
it's
never
something that just makes sense, and I think we can leave it at that.
Well, you know what? Let's mark this day, November 15th.
Mhm.
This is the day we're going to look back to if either it all started working or stopped working.
Sure.
Did you see Bouchard's comments yesterday actually about the difference between Manson and Coffey?
No, can you tell me them?
He said that Dave Manson wanted him to play more physical and be harder to play against in that aspect of things.
Very well, Dave Manson style.
Yes, and then does anyone want to guess what Paul Coffey asked him to
Get
do?
maximum points.
Yeah,
Pass the puck a lot.
he said he wants him to be more offensive and be more aggressive in that side.
Best
of the game.
offense is a good defense.
Yeah.
Or best defense is a good offense.
You got to coach to your players' strengths, right? Like
Mhm.
Bouchard, we all know Bouchard isn't good defensively. So ask him to be like this strong, robust defenseman. No, lean into your game. That's fine. It's like Dale Hunter with Alex Ovechkin. Play more defensively. Don't focus on scoring so much. He had his worst season of his career. So, I think that's a positive. As we're drinking Kool-Aid, about to get into our 10-game heater. This is a positive.
Yeah, there was a quote I heard the other day. It was more for the NFL, but it works for every sport. Don't you got to work on your weaknesses, but build on your strengths.
Mhm.
So
Everything.
yeah, it works in every aspect. Like Ekholm is probably going to be better physically, so working him to work on that side of the game, and then everything else will kind of come with it. But if they're confident in their most productive value that they can bring to the team, then you're probably going to get better results. It just makes sense.
And they'll feel better. Right now it's about, confidence is a little bit thin right now, but it's slowly building, and we got to make it really strong and feel like, we can go on this amazing run that we need to, so we can finish top 3 in the division or top 3 in the playoff bracket.
Yeah. Some roster moves this morning on a game day for the Oilers. They did the paper transaction yesterday with Raphael Lavoie going down, basically saving themselves a day against that 30-day timer for when he would have to go back on waivers to get sent down. Also, there were cap reasons as to why that made sense. But the team announced this morning, Janmark and Holloway are both going on LTIR, and they have recalled Broberg, Ernie, and Lavoie, which means the Oilers are finally going to have healthy scratches for a game.
Crazy stuff.
First time all year, I think the Oilers are going to have scratches.
They said too that Yaremchuk was retroactively put on LTIR.
Yeah,
so
so
it dates back to the 26th, I believe. So
Yes.
he might be off by the end of the week, right?
He very well could be
Yeah.
off by the end of the week.
Well, you hope so. I'd like to have Yammer back in the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Puckpedia pointed something out that I found interesting. Prior to using LTIR, the Oilers likely first called up Broberg so that any of his performance bonuses would be included in the LTIR pool. So then they captured long-term injured reserve with $35,000 in cap space.
Wow.
So they're right up against it, but they're making it work. Jack
It's
Michaels,
seed, cap space seed.
Jack Michaels pointing out or sending out a tweet today with some lineup notes. Broberg will not play. Adam Ernie is going to draw in alongside Hamblin and Lavoie. So obviously no Dylan Holloway. Ernie gets the spot in the lineup. So the Oilers, and this was an interesting one for me to see how Kris Knoblauch was going to handle it, because this would have been an opportunity to go 11-7. He clearly isn't going to do that. He's going to go with the more traditional 12-6. I wonder if that's something that he will ever consider as the head coach, because I do think there are points where it benefits the Oilers.
I've never noticed any other teams do it. And maybe it's just because I wasn't aware of it until Woody came around, but now still don't really notice it as much. It'll be interesting. We talked about that on ONR, didn't we? Like, how often is that going to happen? And I guess it depends on what approach Coach Garlick wants to go with. Does he want to have the physicality of Desharnais, or does he want to have the offensive ability of Philip Broberg?
I also just don't think you can. I also don't think you can just call up Broberg and staple him to the bench either, right? Like you do need to have some sort of a rotation. So what does Knoblauch, Coach Garlick, as you called him, what does he see as a bigger benefit? 11-7 and just rotating Desharnais and Broberg, or is he comfortable sitting a Vinny Desharnais for a game to make sure Broberg gets his minutes? I'm interested to see how he handles it.
Well, if Vinny's playing good enough to play in the lineup, then why are you forcing the issue? And also, by the way, everything's better with a little bit of garlic. Let's be honest here.
Yep.
Yes. But does Coffee feel more comfortable with a Broberg on his blue line than a Vincent Desharnais?
So
I think that's the layer of it.
But well, if we're going back to playing to your strengths, Vinny, stay back, make the simple play, be the tough, mean guy that we need on the blue line and tough to play against. Like if that's Coffee's approach, then that would be his approach with Desharnais. We know we've got Broberg. There's a guy that can skate and move the puck, but he still hasn't put it together yet.
He hasn't, but
like he shows flashes of brilliance, but in that flash, you still see a little bit of the cracks.
Yeah, like that turnover, which was his last game, his last shift since he got sent down. To me, that showed a level of confidence in him.
To skate the puck. He's got confidence in his legs.
Yeah, until the turnover, everything was good, and I don't think we've seen that often enough. Yeah. And to just go back to Woodcroft, that was one of his flaws, or maybe it was Manson, one of the two of them, right? But like Broberg played 4 minutes that game and then got sent down the next day.
Yep.
That doesn't show a level of confidence. If Broberg is to go into the lineup, whenever that may be, then Coffee and what's his name? Knoblauch need to show him that he can go out and he can make an error and not get his.
Well, but to be fair, that's situational. If Broberg did that on game 2, he would have played more than 4 minutes.
For sure.
We were getting into the must-win alley. And
yeah, I suppose.
So that's going to be treated way more critically than that. So you're not going to give him that chance when we need to win a hockey game.
Yeah, there's multiple layers to it too, right? Like we can go back to the Bouchard thing again. It's just, but that was a Woodcroft era, and this needs to be a new what's it called? Sheet for everyone.
Yeah,
slate
clean
for
sheet.
everyone.
It's funny about Manson asking Broberg or Bouchard to play tougher, because like it looked like he was trying to force the after the whistle stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like it didn't seem like genuine and heated. And so that makes a lot of sense now. So like, yeah, you put a lot of stress on a player when you're trying to get him to be something he's not.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler Mulick says, what's the line set on what's his names from Liam on this show?
I'm so bad with names. I'm just going to call him Coach Garlick, but I was trying to be respectful and call him his real name.
I'm going to fight not calling him Chuck Knoblauch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Call him what?
Chuck Knoblauch, baseball player.
Okay.
Captain Felton is in the chat. He says, get Liam some sunnies. You packed a hat. You just
brought
opted
a hat.
out of wearing it for the first bit of the
It's
show.
always sunny at Sherwood Ford the Giant.
Yes.
The
sun's always shining down here.
So Ernie's going to draw in tonight. No Broberg. I do think Broberg, like, again, if we're hearing talk that Coffee wants him to play up-tempo, pass the puck, use their feet, use their speed, Broberg's a better fit to do that than Vinny Desharnais. So I do wonder if they give him a good look at one point here.
They might, but also just to like, we now finally have a full most teams carry 7 defensemen.
Yeah.
Right.
We can swap guys in and out now. It's beautiful.
So and that 7th defenseman doesn't play as often. So you expect maybe in certain situations to see him and to see, and see what Coffey can do with him, see what Coach Garlick can do with him, and kind of help furthering his development. Because maybe he was being told to be someone he's not.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it feels weird to be critical of Woody and Manson, but we're moving on, so we have to look back at these things.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the expected fourth line tonight is Hamblin, Ernie, and Lavoie, which is interesting because it seemed, based on the videos Jason Gregor was posting from practice yesterday, that Connor Brown was close. He was doing the 3-on-3 battle drills that they were doing. So I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen Connor Brown, or we aren't going to see Connor Brown draw back in this hockey game unless they're pulling out another regular. Are they maybe pulling out Derek Ryan for tonight's hockey game? Based on the skate, they're not. But again, I just thought maybe there was a chance that we'd see Connor Brown in this game. Apparently, that is not going to be the case.
Yeah, is that not similar to those, just calling up Broberg and pulling out Vinny?
Yeah, in a way. You're right.
You guys know me. I'm not the biggest Adam Ernie fan. But if he's in the lineup, to me, that just suggests that they don't have any other option.
Yeah, I don't think they're actively choosing to dress Ernie over Brown. It feels like an availability thing. At least I would certainly hope not. Nuge Lover says, I feel like Brown draws back in for the road trip. Absolutely. Lance, our boy, says big dub incoming. Sam says we need to get Clouder on a hot streak really bad. And listen,
Clouder's just got to get a hunger. He's got to
want to go to the net.
He's got to subscribe a little bit to the Zach Hyman dojo a bit, and just his perimeter play is phenomenal. Just attack the middle, man.
And he's fast as hell, and he's got size. He just doesn't really know how to use it yet. We did a big thing with Bruce Kurlock on this yesterday, and he just talked about how that's why Ryan McLeod was a 2nd-round pick, not a 1st-round pick in his draft year, is because he didn't know how to play in the middle of the ice. And as a centerman, that's concerning. And as the more this year goes on, and the more I see him being largely ineffective as a centerman, I think the Oilers have a winger in him. And I think his game will probably get better if you play him just as a full-time winger.
You're better to move Nuge to center and McLeod to the wing.
Yeah, but the other issue is Nuge is probably better as a winger.
He's 100% better as a winger.
So now you're sitting here with a bunch of centers that are all better as wingers.
We need a 3rd-line center.
We do.
Big time.
We need Nick Bukestad back.
Yeah. It's actually kind of crazy how much of a hole he left.
Yep.
He had a very good season. I just didn't think that they would miss him necessarily as much as they have so far. But to me, that would be the biggest need at the deadline is, well, actually, maybe not after seeing Jack Campbell, but we'll get to that, I'm sure. But
he's a Bakersfield condo right now, not an Edmonton.
Is he? It might be a Fort Wayne, whatever they called now.
He's a Comet.
Yeah.
Fort Wayne Comet. Dave is in and said, Kris Knoblauch said in his pregame media that Brown isn't ready, but they hope for him to draw in later. So there you go. The Finning Cat YouTube chat is very active today. As always, the YouTube chat brought to you by Finning and their big Black Friday sale that's coming up. It kicks off on November 20th. That is only 5 days away, with savings on new and used and rental equipment. In addition, there will be deals on Finning's part and service department. November 20th to 24th, every day they drop a new deal, and that deal stays for the whole week. So plenty of reasons to go check them out. Go to finningcat.com/Black Friday, or you can scan the QR code that is on your screen right now. So if you're watching on TV and you have your phone, you just got to do that and line it all up. There you go.
Classic Tyler, always on his phone during the show.
No.
I usually am,
We're doing a show, Tyler.
But usually it's for productive reasons. I'm not just scrolling Instagram aimlessly while you guys talk.
That's a real life thing.
On real life, though, it's because we don't prep. And if I feel the conversation's dying, I'll be like, shit, I need something to talk about. So I'll be ripping through Instagram, being like, what's going viral?
His family group chat. Is that what you're trying to? You're trying to pull some?
No, maybe they help with show prep. Come on.
That's true. That's true.
Somebody asked why Adam Ernie over Lane Peterson. I'm pretty sure Peterson's still out.
He didn't play last night in Calgary.
Yeah, so I think Peterson's got to get some games under his belt before he plays in Edmonton.
Yeah. Okay, we need to have a not fun conversation here because it's pretty much all the chat was talking about early on. Liam, can you tell me Jack Campbell's numbers so far in the American League?
In 3 games, Jack Campbell has an 0-3 record and a .436 goals against average, along with an .819 save percentage.
That is really bad. That is bad at any level. That is especially bad for a $5 million goalie playing in the American League. I went back and watched the goals against last night. Did you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bad. And I don't know where this goes from here, but we might be hitting a bit of a breaking point. Olivier Rodrigue getting the start tonight for Bakersfield. Not stunning. It's the second of back-to-backs. But at some point, just rolling Jack Campbell out there is hurting Rodrigue's development, and it's hurting the Condors' chances of building up a winning program.
And winning is the best way to build. Is to develop. I think you're going to build confidence throughout your organization if you have 3 good layers to it. And then when those players, whoever it may be, like the Oilers have Borgo playing down there right now, and if he's losing every game, that's not going to help his development at all. And let's not forget that Olivier Rodrigue is a 2nd-round pick. He's not some random guy they just signed. Like, they've invested a lot of time into this guy, and he deserves to play. But also, how do you not just try and get Campbell going at the same time? It's such an awkward spot for the organization to be in.
Oh man, this is such a mess.
So I feel for Jack Campbell, and yesterday I tweeted
I'm losing my patience on feeling for him.
It's got to be
He got his bag, and I'm happy for him there.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people yesterday were tweeting to me when I said, where do you go from here? They said, is there a chance he retires? He's so miserable that he says, I'm done. There is zero chance he leaves $15 million on the table just to go retire and never play hockey again. That won't happen.
No.
So where do you go from here? I think for this season, there are actually a couple of interesting avenues. Remember last year?
We need a call him up LTIR situation.
I was thinking that too. Like, I wonder if
I'm pretty sure his groin's not good.
No,
Did you not hear that?
Well,
he's got a bad groin.
Where I was going with this on the human element, do you remember last year Spencer Knight went into the player assistance program? He didn't have a substance issue.
He had OCD problem. Oh, no, sorry.
Shouldn't
say OCD problem, but like he battles with OCD.
He was having mental health issues, and he went to the player assistance program to get help with that. I look at Jack Campbell. This is a guy who has struggled between the ears, and I know that's like a weird way to put it, but you get what I'm saying. His mental game is not always, it's never been a strength for him. And right now, I wonder about what he's going through, and if there's not something that he needs to get his hockey brain figured out before he can get his physical hockey side figured out and the results can start coming. I don't know the cap nuances. Usually when a player goes to the player assistance program, they're off the cap. But maybe there's something to be said where you just got to go to Jack Campbell and say, man, it's not happening this year.
Yeah.
And we think you need to go get your mind sorted out and then focus up in the summer and try to save your career then.
Like, there is a very talented athletic goaltender in that body.
Yeah.
Like that's what that body is. And it's kind of weird to talk about, but that's a path.
Tyler Mulick points out Slater Cuckoo, he was LTIR'd, right?
Yeah.
There was a mental health thing with him. He went on Luke Gazdick's podcast, the Mitts Off podcast, to talk about exactly that and everything he went through. Oliver Shillington, another example, sat out the entire season last year for the Calgary Flame. So someone said, a doctor has to be willing to risk their reputation to sign off on a fake LTIR. I don't think it's not fake.
Yeah, if it has to be genuine, you're right. It can't be fake.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's not the next step here for the rest of the season. If you just have to go to him at some point, and maybe it's not for another 3-4 weeks. Maybe you keep playing him every second game.
It should be him coming to you, right?
Yeah.
You can't go to him on that.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, the Oilers can't make this decision. Jack Campbell has to make the decision that this is something he thinks he needs to do. And if not, hopefully you can figure it out, because one, we pay him to be good, but also like it's just sucks to see a player just so down in the dumps, like, and eventually, like you said, there's a human element side to all of this, and you need him to get back to a certain level in all aspects.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand what you're saying too, Jay. Where like, this is a dude who's never gonna have to work again in his life because he got a massive ticket to play hockey.
Yeah, but like, and that's really, you lose your patience in the sense of like the Jack Campbell project is over.
Yeah.
Just for comparison's sake, I think Cal Peterson's the best one, right? In similar senses.
But way less term.
Yeah, just in the contract idea. Peterson went down to Ontario last season and had a 904 in 40 games and a 288. So like respectable numbers.
Respectable American League numbers. Yeah.
So he's got a long way to go.
And as for this summer, it's buyout time. And I'll flash up the buyout here so everyone can get a decent visual of it. So obviously we know $5 million cap hit for this season and 2 more for Jack Campbell. If you buy him out this summer, it goes down to $1.1 million next year. You save 3.9. The next season, it's a $2.3 million cap hit. So you're saving 2.7. Year after that, it's 2.6. So you save 2.4. And then it's 3 years of dead cap space at $1.5 million.
Oh man, we just got to get out of the dead
Well, so
cap space.
the tough balance here is like, we know no one's taking Jack Campbell off your hands.
No,
I don't think there's a Lucic for Neil trade out there.
No.
And I know some people floated that. It's easier to have a $5-6 million winger and bury him on your third or fourth line, find another team.
Campbell for Huberto?
Yeah, maybe. You can't hide a bad goalie. You can't play a bad goalie 6 minutes a night or healthy scratch him. That is straight up dead money. So if you're going to find a team, a San Jose, or whoever, who's okay taking on that contract, you're giving up multiple A+ assets. It's a first round pick and a prospect to get out of that deal. If you retained 50%, is that more appetizing? Because then at least it's similar. You don't get as much savings in year one, but
long term.
years
Long
2
term.
and 3 are similar.
It's
and
still
you don't,
savings though.
Yeah, it's still savings. I wonder what. Okay, so let me float it this way. Let's say San Jose goes, we will take him at 50% retained, but you still got to give us a first round pick to do it. Do you do that, or do you just buy him out?
I would go on could it be 3 more years or what, 2.5?
Yeah,
And plus you would probably get.
Then there's like the
someone-
3 years after that.
of dead cap space on the buyout. But if you went 50%, you're right. It's 3 years or 2.5. Then
Yeah,
it's done.
that's what I mean.
Oh,
if,
sorry.
if you were to trade him.
Yeah.
So you trade a first round pick and say you trade, I don't know, whatever prospect.
Are we
it may
getting
be.
Blackwood back?
I was going to say, if they're sending a goalie back and it's Mackenzie
You'd have to
Blackwood,
put more into the deal.
I probably would. I would sweeten that deal even more to get.
And then we can say
reliable
we're just
goalie.
paying, we can justify mentally so we can sleep at night that we're just paying Blackwood $5 million a year.
And the thing about it too is,
and his deal's up quicker.
we all said it's good that the Oilers pay like $7 million for 2 goalies, right? Or 8 million, whatever it is. Like, you have 2 goalies you can trust. I think that's the deal you make rather than try and buy him out.
I would 100% do 50% retained, a first, and maybe even another piece if they're going to give you Blackwood back at his cap it.
Well, there's got to be another piece.
Yeah. 'Cause,
Would
yeah,
that
just the
be
first.
a deal that happens for you this season then? Or because Blackwood,
Ideally, yes, because we're all in
Yeah.
now, right? Like everything needs to happen now.
so Blackwood is 2.35 million for this season and next season.
2.65?
3.
3 point.
2.35.
2.35. Yeah, okay, so you're still saving whatever 110K to get a more reliable goalie. And actually, a first round pick might be enough there. Like your first this year might be enough to get that done.
But to get Blackwood coming back though,
Oh, yeah, no, you're probably right. You need to know
who's
a little bit
actually
more.
now established himself as an asset,
This needs to be a trade.
and they're going
though.
through full rebuild.
Yeah.
Build.
Maybe
need
they'd
more.
be interested in Rodrigue in that deal too, and you just give them Campbell and Rodrigue and say,
That's
you got
fair.
you got a guy to get you through your rebuild. You
Yep.
got a guy with upside and a first round pick. Give us Blackwood, help us out with the money, and we're
Man,
good.
but I'd be ashamed like, if Rodrigue became something like.
Yeah.
That's why we got to get him in games now to see what we got.
I know.
Yeah, he's only played twice this season.
But the thing is, though,
Campbell's
like
played
we're in
more than
must win.
him
Like
already.
we
Yeah.
can't be. That's
Yeah.
the thing. We put ourselves in a situation where we can't tweak and kind of do any experiments right now.
Yeah.
It's just you got to put the best roster that you have available to win every night.
If this is a layer to it that they have to consider as well. If the Oilers continue to be bad, there is no point in trading Jack Campbell this season. Like, there's no point in giving up a first round pick.
Well, 'cause
Oh,
your
yeah,
first
yeah,
round
yeah.
pick might be a really good pick.
Exactly.
If we're out of the playoffs, of course.
Yeah, and then you have to think about like Fogle and those kind of guys too, and then retooling for the year after. So
Yeah.
this isn't something I think they should do. Well, actually, maybe they should do it like tomorrow. But if in like 20 games from now they're still thinking about it, then it's like, okay, well, evaluate where you are.
It is kind of shit or get off the pot time where like
yeah.
you need to either be entirely confident that your team's going to rebound here and that you can get 5 good starts in the next 6 weeks from Pickard, however the
When
hell
do
we're
you-
saying
Well,
it.
the thing is, though, we haven't proven that we can ride Stuart Skinner hard, and sound clip that if you want.
Mm-hmm.
But like he hasn't he hasn't proven that he's got that stamina yet to be like a 65 game goalie, and like we need him to be at like playing at like a higher percentage of that with the remaining games.
Yeah.
So we need that hedge.
The most he's ever played in his career, he played 80 with the Lethbridge Hurricanes in 2017.
That's
That was with playoffs.
Yeah.
And then they
And it's the
won that year
dub,
or second.
and so like
yeah, like what he only had a 905 that season.
why
last
he was
season.
When
That
he
year.
played 60 games in the regular season. He actually wasn't that good.
He was a 3rd round pick, right?
Yeah.
Patrick says it's better for Rodrigue to run with it in the AHL for his development. Yeah, I agree. Joey says, who says Roddy is worse than Blackwood? You don't know that. You don't know. You don't know what you don't know, right? So
like, if we do have like a legitimate back-to-back night and we have to give Skinner a rest, like, why don't you like that? Like, why don't you try it? You're still gambling with Pickard. Rodrigue has the better AHL save percentage.
Yeah,
968.
Like, the kid's feeling it, man.
It'll be telling tonight to see how good he is.
Yeah.
If he goes out and allows 2 goals against the Calgary Wranglers, you just put 6 past your NHL goaltender. It tells a tale.
I just had kind of one more point here on the idea of buying out Campbell versus trading him in a deal. If you could potentially get a Mackenzie Blackwood, right? The UFA market this year is not that good for goalies. It's incredibly bleak. Cam Talbot, who I don't think you're looking at because he's old. Jeremy Swayman's an RFA. Boston's probably going to keep him. And then from there, like, Carter Hart's an RFA, but that would cost you an arm and a leg in the Hockey Canada thing, like Frank said. So your other options at that point are like Wedgwood, Samsonov, Montembeault, Reimer, DeSmith, Mrazek. Like, again, none of these are guys that you're looking at and going, "Ooh, yeah, that inspires a ton of confidence." Maybe a Kevin Lankinen.
We should have went all in on trying to pry Swayman out of Boston instead of signing.
They should have figured this out like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
like, honestly, like there was that one summer when there was a decent crop. I can't remember who kind of tiled it, but then they ended up just waiting 3 days, couldn't get anyone.
What's his names?
Re-signed Mike Smith. A bunch of who?
That you said you couldn't think of the names.
Yeah, whoever it was.
Yeah.
And then the next season, that's when like Ville Husso went to Detroit for like a 6th round pick. Darcy Kemper goes to Washington. The Oilers sign Jack Campbell. It's like you had 2 summers there to figure this out. And then you couldn't.
But we had no cap space. We still had to carry Mikko.
No, they had a lot of cap space because they didn't sign Mike Smith. And then the summer after they signed Campbell. Like, it's easy to look back in it, but in the moment, I was kind of thinking that too, of like, you could have probably sorted this at a different time.
Yeah, maybe. Mulick says, have we given up on Skinner being a number 1? I haven't.
No.
I still think Stuart Skinner can.
No, I haven't. But it's just we have to.
In today's NHL, you need 2. You need 2 guys.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think Skinner and Pickard can get you into the playoffs. There's going to be another point this season in all likelihood where Stuart Skinner has a bad stretch. And are you comfortable giving Pickard 2 to 3 games in a row during that bad stretch? I don't know if you are.
When do you even play him? Washington? Like, that's the only time I've looked at the
Washington's
schedule.
7-1-1 in their last 9.
They're hot.
Okay, then
they are red hot.
Ever since Backy backed out.
You gotta throw him in for 1 game. I wonder if they gave him like the matinee game in Tampa Bay. And then, well, it's like you go Jonas Johansson or Matt Tompkins versus Carl Pickard.
I don't see a game.
I think that's the game I would throw him in. I get it, and it looks crazy.
You're crazy, man.
But no, I'd pick the Florida.
Pick the Caps. We play good against the Caps.
I'm just thinking
3 more
of the
straight
quote
starts
that Skinner said the other day, where he's like, I just need to be better than the other goal at the other end. Carl Pickard can probably be better than Johansson or Matt Tompkins.
And the Bolts are struggling right now. They only have 6 wins in 16 games this year. They've just been mooching an insane amount of loser points. I think I have that stat right. I know we're a long ways away.
I would love some loser points.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Except for tonight.
Yeah, the Bolts have 6 wins in 16 games. They're 6-6-4. They've lost 3 in a row. So maybe that is the spot you could do it.
That's where I would go. So that would be this Saturday.
Yeah.
Is that on the road?
Yeah, it's on the road because they're doing that whole former Southeast Division road trip of Tampa, Florida, Carolina.
Right. You're going to Atlanta?
Hey, maybe they'll swing by Atlanta.
Was Washington in that division?
Yeah, the Southeast they used to call it because it was like a bad Washington team, right?
Yeah.
Carolina,
Atlanta
was terrible pretty much all the time. Tampa at that point, that would have been the Stamkos years and all of that when they were just drafting them. They were bad.
Would Winnipeg have been in that division for 1 year when they came into the league?
There was some kind of crossover year, wasn't it?
Yeah. There was a weird hybrid year.
Yeah.
Long travel year, especially without an airport.
Yeah. All right, going back to the YouTube chat here. King McTwist, I'd trust Pickard over Campbell any game. Yeah, I think probably everyone's in that one. Christopher Palmer, never bet against Tampa. Guitar Maniac, our boy, says a win tonight and the playoffs are back. So let's talk a little bit more about tonight's hockey game. It is a Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show, brought to you by their service and parts department, which is like just over there.
Right
just a
behind
little
us.
down the hall. It is engaged in the season. It is selling winter tires, winter rims, mountain balance, wheel alignments. There's a lot you need to do. There's no snow yet on November 15th,
But it's coming.
and you need to be prepared. They also have a tire quote tool on their website, so you can go in and you can punch in exactly what you need, and then their giant discounted tire deals just pop up on the screen for you. So shout out to Sherwood Ford. Tonight's game, it's a Kraken team that the Oilers traditionally play very well against, 6-2 all time against the Kraken. They're coming off a win against them. The Kraken are stumbling, 4-4-2 in their last 10. This is an incredibly winnable hockey game for the Oilers. Their power play is heating up. That's looking good. Their goaltending is heating up. That's looking good. And last game, we saw Connor and Leon finally awaken from their slumber. There are a lot of reasons to believe in this team tonight.
Yes, that was such a reassuring win. Even though like that first period is a little bit weird, like you still like out there playing, it's like you didn't have a doubt.
Yeah.
And like that's how you felt last year. So like that was like for me, like felt like it was just good to have that feeling again because those guys were buzzing. Like if like that's Oilers hockey.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is now the new norm, this is the bingo card night, right? Like this is the free space in the bingo card. You whoop the Kraken and you go on this road trip buzzing.
Yeah, I think last game the relief and the belief came when Leon was the one who scored the first goal of the game, right? The one, especially right before when he tried to do that move and just missed.
Yeah,
I think from that point onwards, it was like, okay, the Oilers this is their game to lose. And even when it was tied 1-1, it never felt like the Islanders were much of a threat to them. And maybe that's just Islanders hockey at the end of the day. But right now, you have a great opportunity to go against the Seattle team who probably has as bad as goaltending as what you've had this season. Like, are they going with Grubauer or the Cord or Drieger or Martin Jones?
Or is Drieger? Martin Jones is no longer a Kraken.
Is he not a Kraken?
I don't even think Drieger is.
No, Martin Jones is in the Leaf system right now. Let's get to your starting goalies in your lineups. It is expected to be Joey Decord going for the Seattle Kraken, a 289.
He's goalied us before.
Yeah, 289 goals against average, a 903 save percentage.
Must be nice.
So the 27-year-old veteran will get a start here in Edmonton. We will see. The Oilers have been starting to look more dangerous. Joey Decord doesn't strike a ton of fear into me. I know it's the Oilers. You can't take any goalie lightly. But we'll see what they get out of this. Seattle Kraken also very similar to last Saturday's game. Like, they are banged up. Jordan Eberle is still not in the lineup. They're missing a couple of other key pieces. It looks like Jordan Eberle actually might be skating. That's surprising. It's good news for him personally. And again, that's a gruesome injury. So your expected lines, courtesy of Daily Faceoff: Beniers with McCann and Eberle if he's healthy. Wenberg with Schwartz and Tanev. Gord with Tolvanen and Bjorkstrand. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare with Kyler Yamamoto and Ty Cartier. The D pairings are Vince Dunn with Adam Larson, Jamie Alexiak with Will Borgen, and Brian Dumoulin with Justin Schultz, pair of former Penguins there. And then Andre Burakovsky is still the one big name that they will definitely not have tonight. So they're not 100% healthy. They're not a great road team. They're struggling as of late. Again, reasons to believe here. Reasons to believe.
Yeah, no, we have to smell blood in the water and we have to put out a real solid effort similar to what we did against the Islanders. It was very weird for them. Like, it was very important to get that one in Seattle, but it was very weird that we did it without a Connor Leon point. So, like, the fact that those guys were firing last game, if they can continue that on into tonight's game, like, the Kraken won't be able to sustain that. Like, we basically beat him with just Zach Hyman. The fact that those guys were going, like to go back to last game, like it was how Leon Draisaitl scored that goal, which is important to me. And I also love the fact, like, everyone's like, oh, like that was kind of a greasy goal by Connor. Like, it wasn't. Like, that was his patented shot, like kind of on the rush, kind of that sliding kind of 5-hole. He might have raised it a little bit, and that's why they kind of had to ping pong its way through. But like, that was all by design. So like, that was a good goal for Connor to see, the fact that he can go and do that again. So like, so many positives. Those guys, they gotta get back to their Hart caliber performances. And I still believe they can be back. Like, each of them could be in the running once they get on those heaters. But those guys start heating and everyone else starts playing the way like they did. Like, this is gonna be a fun 69 games. Nice, thank you.
Daniel Nugent-Bowman did confirm that Jordan Eberle will play tonight for the Seattle Kraken. They also
Happy to hear that.
They also got Tanev back from the last time the Oilers played them. So again, couple of bodies back, still missing Burakovsky.
I love Jordan Eberle.
Yes.
But if I'm an Edmonton Oiler, I know where my stick's going.
On Jordan Eberle.
Just remind him that he hurts in a certain area.
Jay, he got his leg cut with a skate.
I know.
I don't think you need to do that.
You got to throw him off his game.
Whatever it
Jesus.
takes.
Whatever it takes. Jordan, I love you. But we need to,
And maybe you're a sneaky deadline ad.
at that point,
We kinda
I would
got
say
there.
stop targeting the leg.
All right, there you go. Those
Sorry,
are
no Shane Wright then? Did he
Mm.
play when you guys were there?
yeah.
Yes.
How was he?
Extremely unnoticeable.
Yeah, it was kind of like
He-
you really had to sit there and be like, "Oh, damn, I forgot I can watch Shane Wright." Then like, "Oh yeah, he's on the ice now. There we go." And he's off the ice and
He's
nothing
such
happened.
a weird prospect.
What?
See how-
Very weird prospect.
might be overrated.
All
Very
right.
good junior player.
Those are your game notes brought to you by not only Sherwood Ford
Yeah.
the Giant, where we are right now, but just down the road, Liam, in the heart of Sherwood Park by
You can
Millennium
see
Place. Seriously?
I think
Is that the
so.
roof?
No, that's not the
If
roof.
you stand up,
Oh boy.
Liam, that's just a warehouse.
it's the black building.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
It
Liam
is
is
a
right.
rock
Do
throw away.
not question Liam's knowledge of Sherwood Park.
I hope you all enjoyed that visual of Liam and I standing up on the stream.
You see any belly
Uh,
buttons? I wasn't
no,
paying attention.
I'm wearing a nice fitted hoodie today. But anyways, Sherwood Power Sports and Marine is opening up down there. That is a very nice looking, sleek black exterior, 91,000 liter test pool. So whether you're looking for a pontoon boat or anything on the water, when you go there, you can test it all out. Get in the
test
mix
it.
a little.
Just chuck it in the pond.
Chuck it in the
Fire
pond.
it up.
It's opening February 2024, 371 Lakeland Drive in Sherwood Park. Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. It's our friends at Sherwood Ford and Free Spirit Power and Marine who have been around since 1985. They're
Wow.
merging and creating Sherwood Power Sports and Marine. It's gonna be cool.
That
They
will be
also
cool.
they're gonna have something like when you go to get your boat service that you just like drive up and they handle everything for you. It'll be very
Nice.
cool. It'll be very cool. All right, Liam, it is a Wednesday on the show, and the new
Yes.
thing we do on Wednesdays is we play your
My game.
what do we call it?
Liam's game.
Liam's game. Liam's mystery Oiler.
Sure.
And what we have on the line today is do you have two players again?
We have two.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
We'll use the easy one as a bit of a warm-up for
The
everyone.
appetizer.
Yeah. And then if you answer correctly, we'll say maybe the first three people to answer correctly on the hard one, they're going to be entered in a draw to win a $25 Nation Gear gift card.
Okay. Let's
Do we get to play?
Oh, we
yeah,
get to
yeah,
play.
yeah. Well, you guys are kind of the main targets on this, I guess. Okay. So the
Liam's
first
game.
one.
Here we go. Round
Yeah.
one.
Here we go. I played 1,337 games in the NHL, scoring 1,420 points.
Oh,
Whoa.
jeez.
I played for 7
Yes, I
different
know the
NHL
answer.
teams.
Am I allowed to say it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I only played 1 season for the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, I do not know.
I was undrafted, and my first
Oh,
year
I know
in
it.
the NHL was 1985.
Oh, I don't know it.
So this is the easy one.
This is, I thought so. There is one more clue, but I'll let you guys have a think.
1
first.
year for the Oilers, undrafted.
Undrafted. First
85.
year was 1985. Played college hockey at RPI, I think.
That's not
I
gonna-
think I know who it is.
one season. How many games?
For the Oilers?
Yeah.
I think it was like 60.
Was he a mid-season kind of signing?
Nope.
Or-
Played
no.
full year.
Shit. This is easy.
Oh,
I thought this one was easy.
I thought you were starting with Paul Coffey's stats.
Oh no.
And I was
no,
like,
no.
okay,
I
this
should've
makes sense. That's
clarified.
easy.
These players only played from 2000 to today. One guess, Ned.
Tyler Mulick. Yeah, someone guessed Nedved. Tyler Mulick guessed Bernie Nichols. So did S&P. Talon and a bunch of other people guessed Adam Oates. Nils
No.
Jacob said Linus Omark. No.
That was my question. My line of questioning was for Adam Oates. Bernie Nichols makes sense, but okay, I keep forgetting he might have only played 1 year. Might
Yeah.
have been 2.
I'm going to say Bernie
Bernie.
Nichols is my guess.
Would you like the final clue before you make this?
Yes.
I was inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2012.
Oh, it's not Bernie Nichols. Shit.
So then I'll say my answer is Oates.
Okay, Jay, do you have a
Well,
guess?
this is where because Adam Oates was not. He was signed in the season, and that's why I was asking. That was very important to me.
He
But
was signed in the season.
he didn't. He was not signed starting. He wasn't
Oh.
signed prior to the season. So then it is Adam Oates.
Yeah, the answer is
Yeah.
Adam Oates.
So
I
like
know.
the stats are lining up. He was
All right.
signed like 10 or 20 games in
Okay, so
to
then
like
was he?
save the season.
That was our easy one, and now this is the difficult one.
This is
So
Liam's
reset.
game, ladies and gentlemen.
I think this one's difficult.
'Kay.
More difficult.
And remember, first 3 people to get it right in the chat are going to be entered into a draw
Yes.
to win themselves a $25
So the last
Nation
comment
Gear
I'm
gift card.
seeing here is Lance Kane. So
Okay.
everyone from Lance Kane down.
Okay, let's do it.
I played college hockey for St. Cloud State.
Okay.
I played games across 3 seasons for the Edmonton Oilers. I never scored a goal in the NHL, but had 40 goals for the Bakersfield Condors. My final season in the NHL was 2021. There is one more clue, but I can't give it to you.
I might need to. Can you recite those again?
Yes.
Sorry, I was going down
Give
a
them one
path
more
of
time.
2 different people, and then
I played college hockey for St. Cloud State.
Okay.
I played games across 3 seasons for the Edmonton Oilers. I never scored a goal in the NHL, but had 40 goals for the Bakersfield Condors.
in one season or total.
Total. I think it was across 3 seasons too. My final season in the NHL was 2021.
I think I know who it is.
Okay.
And I think someone's got it right in the chat already.
Oh my god.
Man, I have a hard time believing this guy popped home 40, but I think he was a St. Cloud State guy. So
Yeah, I'll let you roll that. I don't know. I was gonna
Is
say
it-
Ryan Pultuni,
let me just see.
but that's not right.
I think there are now 2 people who have gotten it
Let's
right
wait,
in the
Let
chat.
me think. Let me
Okay.
think.
It is not Tyratty. He scored a goal in the NHL.
He got Kim called up.
Ooh. Now there's a couple of guys. Okay, there are 3.
2021.
We're getting some multiple answers. I'll say it. Is it Patrick Russell?
Okay. Do you have a guess?
You played St. Cloud State?
I think so.
He's
I think
Danish.
he came over from Denmark. Yeah.
Shut up, BC. Man, I'm racking my brain on this.
Would you like the final clue?
yes,
Jay?
yes.
I am from Denmark.
It is Patty Russell.
Patrick Russell.
All right, Liam. So the 3 people who got it right first, we got Bashan 1266.
Well done.
Good job, Bashan. We got Talon Halfso. He's got it. And then Dangerous Wade is the 3rd one in there as well.
Talon and Danger Suede.
Yeah, Talon, Dangerous Wade,
Impressive.
and Bashan 1266.
So do you want these people to email us or what?
Email.
We got to do a draw.
Oh yeah, do a draw and
Oh,
then
yeah.
email Tyler.
Okay.
Do you
Let
have a
me-
little wheel you could do?
I can grab one. I'm just learning how to
All right.
spell Bashan.
All right. Well, BASHAN
And what was the other one?
1266. Talon and Dangerous Wade.
Okay.
There you go.
Circle.
There you go. Liam's game today is brought to you by another game that we like to play, and it is the Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool. It's
I'm
brought-
better at that game. The Wendy's
I
game.
thought you would be better at this game, though, to be fair.
I thought so.
Well, because he threw me on. I had Adam
Yeah.
Oates and I had a line, and so I had Adam Oates. The second one, I had a tough time thinking Patrick Russell went to an American college, but it's a standard practice that
Yeah.
people from all over go to college.
So should I do it?
Yeah, you do it while I tell people that they should be downloading the Wendy's app before they go get lunch today, and they should be trying the new barbecue bacon cheeseburger. It is absolutely delicious. I have had it twice now in the last 2 weeks, and I feel no shame about that at all because it is that good.
I spun it.
You spun it,
You
and
wanna
our
show
winner
the-
is
you wanna-
Dangerous Wade.
Dangerous Wade.
Dangerous Wade. Dangerous Wade, shoot me an email, tyler@oilersnation.com. Say, I am the winner, and I will get you set up with a $25 GC to Nation Gear. And make sure you tune in next Wednesday for another edition of Liam's Mystery Oilers game,
Yes.
brought to you by Wendy's and the Daily Face-Off Survivor game. I like that we're doing that. It's max confusion in terms of the ad, but it somehow makes
That's why I
sense.
went with a
Game
simple
respects
name.
game.
Game respects
Yeah.
game. There we go. All right. Nation vacation talk.
Oh,
The Oilers are starting to maybe heat up a little bit, Jay.
maybe a catalyst.
Maybe a catalyst. You're not going to want to miss out on our nation vacation. We are heading out to Phoenix February 18th to 20th, which is the family day long weekend as well. So you only have to take one day off work to join this one, right?
Yeah, because we come back Tuesday morning.
Come back Tuesday morning. Flights, hotel, hockey, you get it all, brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross and their travel insurance, ab.bluecross.ca/travel. To learn more, there's only one thing better than sitting around talking about memories. It's going out making new ones. We've been sitting around talking a lot about how much fun we had on the Seattle trip, and I'm already looking forward to the Arizona trip.
We really accomplished a lot in Seattle.
We did.
I've heard the tales. Dave's chicken.
Yeah, I got catfished. I guess some would say location catfished.
Happens to the best of us.
And Liam will be joining us in Arizona as
I
well.
will be in Arizona.
We could
yes.
play Liam's game in person.
That would be very fun. Maybe I'll do it. Are we doing a watch party or anything like that?
They don't play the night before, I don't think. If they do, we will be.
Okay.
We'll have to check the schedule.
We'll find a way to get me on the mic.
I know they play Arizona before, but I don't think it's right before.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. They're playing Arizona. I think
Okay.
they play Vegas soon.
So there's someone named Troy in the chat that is saying that they should have won the game. But Troy, your first guess was Tyler Arneson. It went Bastion said Patty Russell. Dacky said Kevin Gravel or Kevin Gravel, depending on how you want to say it. JP said Ratty, the answer. FICO said Joey Bennick. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
That's
Lean
good.
said Toby Rita. Then yeah, Troy said Ty Arneson. You can't just throw out 4 guesses and expect to be winning the game. Come on now.
That's true.
Come on now.
Liam's game has moral rules.
Yeah. Just play next week, Troy.
Yeah, we'll do it again next week. We'll have another $25 to Nation Gear on the line. If you want to see what's happening on Nation Gear, or if you want to buy into the Nation Vacation, head to nationgear.ca now. All right, DoorDash menu for tonight. It's actually a relatively small NHL slate in this one, which is always nice. I kind of like when the Oilers play on small slates and then it's a big slate the next night, because then there's just more hockey to choose from. And there's always something to watch. When the Oilers play, I'm always dialed into the Oilers game. I miss all the other games.
I would like to say something about this schedule today.
Okay.
Great job, NHL.
Oh, wow.
You have 4 games that start at 4 different times. What do we got, Tyler?
I think I just hit an applause button.
Okay. 4 games that start at 4 different times, all relatively good matchups with headlines. You have Carolina Flyers, a Eastern Conference matchup. Oilers Kraken, the Jordan Eberle revenge game.
Yes.
Ducks Avalanche. Ducks, weirdly one of the hottest
World
teams in
beaters
the
The
league.
cardiac quacks. They keep having all these
That's
crazy
sick.
third period comebacks.
And then you have the Islanders and Canucks, which is the Bo Horvat return.
Oh, yeah. Bo Horvat's returned.
Great job. Great
It's a
slate.
good schedule.
Yeah,
And I
All
like
by
that-
design.
And I like
Yes.
that the Oilers start at 6:32. That's a
Oh,
Good
that's nice.
quality start time.
Yeah, that's real nice.
Is it a national TV game in the States? No, it's not. Sportsnet.
Well, it should be. When it's a small slate, it should just be all eyes on Connor.
Yeah.
And Leon.
And then,
Dave.
yeah, tomorrow it's back to a big slate. NBA action tonight. Nothing wild going on, although the Raptors are taking on the Bucks. Raptors, Liam, you told me when I told you to give me a 60-second NBA preview, you said the Raptors were going to be junk.
Yeah.
And while I don't think they've been great, they're 500, 5-5. They haven't been junk.
They will fall off a cliff soon enough.
They are plus 1.5 tonight against the Lions, 1.5 against Milwaukee.
Against Milwaukee, but
Yeah.
Milwaukee don't play defense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's not very good of them.
There you go. The menu.
Milwaukee's way better than them.
The menu in the sporting world tonight is delivered by DoorDash. For a limited time, our Canadian listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter this promo code at the top of your screen, Nation25. See what's going on in the chat. Troy says he just wants a win tonight for the Oilers.
Me
so
too,
he's
Troy.
he's not beefing with us about the controversy surrounding your game. he just wants to see the Oilers get a win tonight.
I'm with you, buddy.
Christopher Palmer, 5:30 pre-gaming with Boardsy and who? Probably going to be me.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what we've
going to
been
the
doing
game
most of the
tonight.
night.
So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, me and McMullet are going.
Oh,
You're going
on
McMullet?
a little
McMullet
fan
meetup.
date with
Yeah.
McMullet. Hell yeah.
So that's gonna be good.
Liam and McMullet going to the game. You lucky son of a
Lots of
gun.
photos, please.
Yeah, so
McMullet
we
was
got
in the chat here
good
for a
fun.
little
Yeah,
bit too.
it's
I hope
fun.
you guys have a great time.
I hope we do. Well, we will have a great time.
And
We
then
will.
make sure you wave to my dad because you can see him. He's like one section to your left and like 4 rows up from McMullet. So wave at my dad. All right.
I'll give him a wave.
Okay. Thank you.
Every goal.
What's your wave approach? Okay.
Big arm wave.
Some good elbow movement in there. I thought you would.
Daniel Anderson says, should the Oilers claim the guy that is on waivers? Earlier today, the Columbus Blue Jackets placed Emil Bemstrom on waivers. 24-year-old Swede, has 3 goals in 12 games already this year. Shoots right. Little undersized though. He's 6 foot, 190. So he's kind of an average size
Probably has
winger.
abs.
Is he better than Adam Ernie?
I mean, he's
Yeah,
got 29
the answer is
goals in
yes.
184 games. He's probably not a significant enough upgrade to use a roster spot on him. So no.
The Oilers have 5 more contracts to use, though. They only have 45 contracts.
I know, but do you want to, to keep him on your active roster?
We
you
don't
gotta-
have cap space.
Yeah, I'm not interested in him.
Wave Ernie.
Wise Kyle says he saw you at the game last time.
I'm pretty sure we had a conversation. I think that's who it was.
You just know you talked to someone, didn't catch their name?
Well, we definitely spoke. We spoke while I was waiting for my slice. A Veroni pizza.
Slice of Roni pizza. All right. It is a game day here, a Sherwood Ford Giant game day live from Sherwood Ford the Giant. There's like a little billboard here. The Sherwood Ford Giant advantage, market value pricing, technology meets common sense. All of those sound amazing to me, and they should sound amazing to you as well. But since it is a game day, boys, we need to do our game day betting challenge brought to you by Betway. AB, if you could flash up the standings.
I just we'll find out. We'll find out.
Did you not like that I went full Ron Burgundy and just read a poster that was in front of me? Is that not?
Well, I was looking for the poster and I couldn't see it, and it's right there. But I was laughing at Jay, and we'll see why in a second. He's trying to get out of a hole.
That's not even it. I'm trying to manifest what we need our boys to do.
All right, here is your game day betting challenge. Liam, you are first on the graphic. You are leading this challenge, plus 0.9 units on the year. You are going with the Darnell Nurse shot prop.
The Darnell Nurse shot prop, yeah, over 2.5.
So he doesn't think the Oilers will win.
Plus 125. He's hitting like 5 straight. Daryl's on a run right now, whether you like it or not, people. He's earning that paycheck.
He is. He's throwing a lot of pucks at the goalie's chest, which I respect. But if they had
those
more
could
traffic,
be rebounds.
If they had more traffic, some of them actually might be
doing
going
his
in.
job. He's
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
pucks to the net.
Getting pucks to the net. I'm going to go Oilers money line and Leon Draisaitl 2+ points.
Mhm.
Connor and Leon starting to heat up. Power play starting to heat up. Kraken giving up some goals as of late. Why not? Give me that plus 200. Pretty juicy. So if I get it, it's going to go a long ways in helping me get out of this hole. Jay, if your bet hits tonight, you will probably win the challenge for the year. Like, I don't think either of us could possibly
Then I'll
catch you.
just go back to betting shot props. Here's the thing. We always used to talk about, like, if the Oilers had an off night,
Yeah.
Connor would be mad and he'll go supernova. He has not gone supernova yet this year.
That is true.
We are due for a supernova Connor. He got that goal last game. He's feeling it. Leon's feeling it. It's just, we're playing the Kraken. It's just, if we're gonna do it, if he's going supernova, it's tonight. And there is so many players in the NHL that have more goals than him right now.
It's kinda
Like
crazy.
a lot. And I think I'm gonna go back and say it. Connor's probably pissed about that.
Mm-hmm.
Supernova Connor tonight, Connor hat trick, plus $1 million. Let's go.
Did you see the odds?
No, didn't need to.
28-1.
So you're down 5 units. You're going to nail this and be up 23 units
It's gonna be
on
nice.
the year. And it will be more or less impossible for Liam and I to get you. You
But
could
this-
just go the rest of the year betting like minus 400 bets.
This
and
goes,
just coast.
yeah, this goes back with hashtag bet with your heart, asterisk, responsibly.
Yeah.
And I think, it's good to feel good again.
Yeah.
Do we not
Yeah.
feel good again last
I'm
night?
feeling good.
This is going to be now a 3-game heater that we go through. Obviously, earned, not given. We have to go put in the work to do it.
Yeah.
But Connor and Leon are coming. So probably Leon 2.5+ points and Connor hat trick are both really attractive and smart bets tonight.
I hope my C's with McMullet good access to throw
No,
the hat.
you're right in the corner.
Well, I'll be throwing it down, and then someone else can throw it for me.
Throw it to the left
Yeah,
and then
you're-
over.
That works,
Yeah.
right? Like someone
Or
would
if you
throw
could
it.
maybe do some practices in the parking lot here, try to bend it.
Yeah, you're going to need a
Oh,
97 shooter to pass it to.
What's that called? The wanted? Is that what it was? Where they bend the bullet
Oh.
with
yeah.
James McAvoy and
Yeah,
Angelina
don't they shoot
Jolie?
it like this or
yeah,
something?
like bend the bullet.
All right. Well, that was weird. There you go. Shout out to Betway 19+. Please play responsibly. Get in on the action tonight. Oilers and Kraken. Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day edition of the show. Edmonton looking for a 3rd straight win. I told myself I would not get excited until they get a 5-game winning streak. I
know. But
I would not get fired up. I would not declare this team back or anything. And the fact that it's November 15th and I'm looking at the NHL standings,
I know. I did that.
there
too.
will come a point in the season where if you don't start jumping teams, the task just becomes
I know.
insurmountable.
Last night was not a good night for us.
No, but even if you're within spitting distance points wise, if there's 5 teams between you and the last playoff spot with a month to go, like you're hooped. Like in today's NHL with the loser point, you'll never do
10-game heater solves all, man.
If you win tonight in regulation, you are all of a sudden just 2 points back of the Kraken with 2 games in hand. That's a nice spot to be in. Also, a win tonight would be jumping Nashville and jumping Chicago. So you could get a lot of work done tonight with a victory. I know, it's depressing.
Chicago. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. Mildly concerning on that front.
I'm not scoreboard watching yet, but I'm standing watching.
Okay.
Like, I'm looking at the standings. Well, okay, what are they? Who's the last wild card team right now? Arizona?
St. Louis at 17 points.
Oh, St. Louis.
Yeah. So we're 8 points back to the final playoff spot right now.
All right. Well, win tonight makes it 6. And the Oilers would be 4, 5, and 1 in their last 10.
Just head. Yeah, that actually's got a nice ring to it.
It doesn't sound bad.
We just got to put our head down here. We just got to put our head down and stack the dubs. Easier said than done. But if there's a team that can do it, it's the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, big shout out to Star Mechanical, Alberta Blue Cross, DoorDash, Betway, and Sports Closet. Of course, Sherwood Ford, the Giant, for hosting us today for our live show. Yes. It was a lot of fun. Always good to be out at the dealership. And I think next time we do one of these live on location, or maybe a couple of times from now.
Back in that F-150 Tremor.
That would be cool. We have talked about doing that. Would be very neat. But also, we're probably going to do one live at Sherwood Power Sports and Marine.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, in a boat.
That has also been discussed.
Sorry, am I spilling the beans?
No, you're not spilling the beans, but you're talking about some ideas that have been brought up. Liam and I in a boat talking Oilers, that would be objectively hilarious.
I don't like being in the water, but I will be on the water.
Okay. You don't swim.
This is a guy who grew up on an island.
Don't we all grow up on an island?
Surrounded by water.
Amen.
Never went in. Actually, I remember once I went in the water. I was in Wales, and I was a young
seas in Wales.
I was a young boy, and this just goes to show how dangerous the ocean can be. I was on my bodyboard, just hanging out, playing in the water, and all of a sudden, my dad comes running down the beach, and I'm like, "What the heck?" And I had like floated so far down the beach that I had no idea. Crazy! You got to be careful.
You got to respect the ocean.
Yes, respect the ocean, despite your age.
Despite your age.
Thanks, Liam.
No worries.
That's a really good life lesson to pass along to wrap up today's show. Shout out to everyone who was active in the Finnegat YouTube chat as well. You guys were great. I also love when people just randomly start throwing in their score predictions. So let's go around the horn. What do you think happens tonight, boys?
4-1 Oilers.
6-2 Oilers.
I'll go right in the middle, kind of you guys. I'll say 5-2 Oilers is the final tonight. 6:30 puck drop, pre-gaming with Bordsy kicks off at 5:30, and then Oilers Nation After Dark immediately following the hockey game. You got to be subscribed if you want those notifications. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll chat with you later tonight on pre-gaming with Bordsy.
Thank you for watching Oilers Nation every day. Hit the subscribe button to never miss a show. And for more, visit Oilersnation.com.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.